Alright everybody, so there was a request on the update, or a update, on my building project. Well, I just started working on the building project the other day, so figured it's time for an update. So you can see this fabulous mess that I have going on here, but it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So as you can see, I got the service door moved, I got a door built for the skid steer. This wall is built for the most part. I got to get the steel put up around the outside of the windows, but I got to go get some J-trim first to put above the windows so the windows won't rot out from the top. Yes, that is used steel. I have white silicone to plug all the holes. I got to finish the steel going up there, but I'm not ready to do that yet because there's old insulation up here that I'm going to shovel out that wall tonight. You'll see the door, there's a gap along the bottom. I'll explain that in a minute. I can't finish that corner until I get that post out of here and get the 2x6s put in here for this wall. I can't put the 2x6s in here until that post is gone, and then I need to set another post in the middle for support on that wall for when I'm pushing manure or whatever. It doesn't push in that wall. And then that post will also double as, once I get up on the ceiling here, I'll explain, I got to run some support up there for me to work up there. So I can't finish that corner until I get those 2x6s on, then I'll have to fill them in, and then we'll get that sealed up. But this door isn't in its permanent setting yet because I've got to get insulation to put in this door, and then I've got 2 more sheets of OSB board to put on the inside because we're going to sandwich it. So it's going to have the OSB board, insulation, OSB board, and on the outside white steel. I do not have the white steel yet. I have to go to Menards and get a couple sheets for that. So I cannot set the door until I get the OSB board put on the inside so I get that gap right. But for the most part it's done. It locks. On the bottom here, you see there's a 2x4 all the way around. That is going to be basically a form for pouring concrete in here. There's that 2x4 right there. That's going to be, I'll screw a 2x4 on the outside of that, and then I'll have to put a stub on that side. So use that as a form for concrete. I'm going to put a piece of 3x3 angle and weld some stubs that'll go in the concrete, and it'll be so when you come in and out, the skid steer hits that and you're not chipping away at the concrete. But that's not going to happen this year. I'm hoping next year. I've got a piece of baler belt that I'm going to put on the bottom there to seal that door. Then that way, if ice or something builds up out there at the bottom, you've got about 4 to 6 inches of give. And then once the concrete is poured, I'll trim that baler belt up a little bit so it'll still seal up against the concrete. So that's that. Like I say, I gotta get the steel finished out there, get that steel finished hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna get this insulation out of here tonight. It's nasty, nasty, nasty stuff. You walk in there and the dust just flies. It's disgusting. So I'm gonna take the pitchfork and throw all this nasty insulation out that wall. Then bring the air hose up here and blow all this dust out of here. And then I've got these 2x4s to put up underneath, or 2x6s to put up underneath these ceiling joists. Then I got to get 2 more put in between each one of these. Once I get that done, these OSB boards, if you can see right there, there's a pole barn screw, or just screwed down with pole barn screws. Get those all out, get them up here. I got to go get a few more OSB boards to finish this off. Then I've got to close this gap off so the insulation doesn't blow out and birds can't get in here. Get that steel on. I'm going to pull all these windows out hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And then I got to close off where the old windows are up above them, so nothing can get in here, nothing can get down in that wall. And then on the inside, I'm going to take those windows out. I'm going to put OSB board in there to screw it on, so that way I can pop those back out to get up here if I ever have to, or if I got to blow more insulation in or whatever. But the plan is pop the windows out, blow the insulation in through there, put R50 up here, put a OSB board back on that wall in the shop to close this off, I gotta get, when I go get more OSB board, get enough to close that all the way up so no birds or anything can get in this way. I gotta work on that corner so no cats or anything can get in here, because the cats actually climb through the wall to get in here. That's why it's all matted down from cats and coon. So get this all out, then I'll be move this OSB board. I gotta get the other 2x6s up, or ceiling joists. And then while I'm up here, you see that post right there? I gotta set another post. Well, I don't gotta set a post. The post is in the middle. I'm gonna put a stub on there to reach up here, and then get this end one set, and then I can run a 2x6 underneath these in the center for support, because I don't know that they're gonna support me very well when I'm up there putting the OSB board on. So I'm going to do that, which kind of sucks to have a 2x6 running across the center of your ceiling for support, but it's only going to come down as far as that one. So in the grand scheme of things, you're not really losing any headspace, because if you can't get it through the door, it's not going to fit in here. So this post I'm going to extend up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another post at 8 feet right over here, all the way up. But when I get 2x6s for in here, I'm going to get 8-footers, and then I'm going to get longer ones for over here. And this post is probably going to come out. And my plan is to sandwich 2x6s in between the outside two and make it a really big beam, because I want to put a track on it going all the way across. And then where this post is going to go here, I'm going to build a 6-foot high wall that a person can just use for, you can put shelves on it or butt stuff up against it or whatever. So the skid steer just has the 8 feet. But then like I say, I want to put a track system on that beam. I'm going to explain that in a minute. But get all this stuff out of here. So then what I'm getting at with that beam is, once I get this wall tore down, and the reason I'm using used steel on that wall is because I'm probably going to end up taking this wall back down, hopefully next year. That's why I'm using used steel for right now. Once I build the new wall, I'm going to get new steel. But that wall is bowed out right here. This wall is out 3 inches farther than the end of the shed and this post. So when I set this post, I set it square. So this wall I want to take down eventually, this east wall, get that out of here, and then build a completely new wall. I want to take all this stuff down, minus my heater. The heater is going to stay. But I want to take all this down. My hot water will stay there. But I got a 16-foot long stainless steel, like a countertop. It's got a sink built into it. And then it's got a stainless steel shelf on the bottom of it. So the sink is 4 feet from that end, and then it's stainless steel all the way down, and the backsplash on it comes up to about right here. So my plan is to rebuild this wall, or tear it down and redo it so it's straight. And then my windows are going to be up higher, and I want to add more windows. But then my backsplash will be under the window, so the window is going to be a couple inches higher than what the backsplash is. It's 16 feet long, so it'll probably start about in the same spot. It'll actually go over a little bit. I'm hoping that I can modify it to get that to sit underneath it. I'm not for sure on that one. It's not 16 feet long, it's 12 feet long, sorry. So that way I'm going to redo all my plumbing. I'm going to put a drain coming out of that sink straight down so it dumps into my drain in the floor. So there's just, you know, it's just above it. So that way the drain in the floor will still, because this concrete is sloped, so everything runs to that drain. And when I pour out here, I left that down enough that I can still slope out here to that yet. So that 2x4, when we pour, everything will kind of slope all to that drain. And the reason for the trolley is going to be that I can come in here with deer or any other animal that I want to process. I can come in that 4-foot opening or in through this door, bring it over. I can use this hoist on the trolley, lift it up and do my processing. And then I've got my stainless steel sink right there, so I've got water and all that for when we cut up the meat. You can wash the fur off it or whatever, and then package it and everything right here, then take it over to the freezer. So eventually I want to redo this wall. Hopefully next year. I'm not for sure on that yet, but I got that 12-foot stainless steel sink countertop with a shelf underneath it. It's got the backsplash. I want to put that in here, but I can't put it in here until I redo this wall. So that is the plan with that. So that's where we are right now. I hope I have enough steel here to finish around these doors and windows. Like I say, I get J trim for above the windows. I got to get some corner trim for around here. I got to get corner trim for that corner. And I think I'm going to get new corner trim for up along there because the old stuff is pretty nasty. So that's where we're sitting right now. Just trying to get as much done during the daylight that I need to out there. And then once it gets dark, I can set up lights in here and work in here and up above. So, but I figured I'd do an update right now quick before it got dark. I'll show outside quick too. There you go, you can see it from out here. Like I say, I get that piece of J trim, then I can put that steel all up. I gotta get that closed off so no birds and stuff can get up in there. Get the steel on the outside of this door, then get the pink insulation and the OSB board for the inside, and that door will be built and done for the most part. I'll have to fine tune it once I get that wall done enough that I can get it sealed up in that corner. So that's where it is right now. Slowly getting there. But when you're a one man working on the project, that's what happens. It takes a little while. But hopefully another day or two I'll have it closed off enough that if I have to, I can turn the heat on in here and stay somewhat warm while we're finishing it off. So anyhow, that's just a quick update. Thanks for watching, everybody.